Hi, my name is Bruce Garahan, and I'm standing here in my backyard in central New Jersey. I've been in love with the outdoors since the age of 5, and I built this garden here in the heart of the most densely populated corridor of the most densely populated state in the nation in order to bring a little bit of nature into my life. Every day I can look out my back door and enjoy the birds, the butterflies, the rabbits, the hawks, and even a great blue heron, which ate a couple of my koi last year. But that's okay. That's part of nature. Not much going on here right now because it's the middle of February, and I'm really chomping at the bit to get out there and do some fishing. We've had a fairly warm winter, so hopefully in a couple weeks water temperatures will be up enough so that the bass will be biting. Now let me take you inside to my man cave, and I'll show you what I'm all about. I started out at a very young age as a freshwater fisherman, riding my bicycle to all the local ponds and lakes in Toms River, which is in southern New Jersey. I fished for mostly pickerel, sunnies, and catfish. And from there I graduated to bow hunting. Lately that's been completely with the traditional bow, the recurve. I also enjoy photographing my outdoor activities, and over my shoulder here you could see a photo of a bass jumping with a lure in its mouth. That's actually a mounted fish, and that photo is completely set up. I put the mount on a stick and jammed it into the sand in some shallow water, put the lure in its mouth, tied it to a tree, and proceeded to splash water onto the fish. And I snapped about 25 photos before I got one that came out like this. The rest of them looked like someone had just taken a glass of water and splashed it right on the fish. And again, over my shoulder here you can see a large carp, which was taken with a bow and arrow. And let me pan the room here for you to show you some of my other trophies. That's the NBC Sports Network on in the background. And you can see over here, it's a photo of a sunset. And here's that's a photo of a stingray I took with a bow and arrow down in Maryland. You can see next to it I have the barb mounted there. Actually it's 4 barbs all connected together. That's a very unusual trophy. I think that's extremely rare. We saw a bunch with 2 barbs and one even with 3, but the fellow I was fishing with has been doing this for about 50 years, and that's the first one he's ever seen with 4 barbs. Over in this corner is where I keep all my fishing tackle, and also on display is one of my areas of expertise, and that is taking birds out of the air with a bow and arrow. Here's a picture of me taking a pheasant with my dog on point. My wife graciously lets me keep this this man cave here because just through those doors she has her own hen den. That's my catchphrase, and I'm hoping that's going to take off soon. And over in this side you can see this is what I used to do as a career back in the day when I was much younger. I was a professional acrobat for about 10 years. And I performed in high diving shows, bungee diving shows. I did a trampoline act, a 2-man trampoline act called Flash and Crash. And you see, I started out as a gymnast. Some bungee diving there. And that's me on fire. About to jump into a pool on fire. And in here you could see some more of my photography and some of the freshwater fishing I've been doing this past summer. Just gotten back into the freshwater fishing, and believe it or not, having grown up in New Jersey all my life, I haven't done that much saltwater fishing. But I'm hoping to get involved in that, and Looking forward to catching maybe a nice striped bass this year. I currently work as a respiratory therapist in a large New Jersey hospital, but at the ripe old age of 53, still have a few tricks up my sleeve. Florida has always been my top vacation destination. Been there at least a dozen times. Half of that to the amusement parks, and the other half as a hunter. I really enjoy hunting wild boar in Florida. I've never fished there, but to have the opportunity and to fish alongside a professional and maybe catch a big fish on a rod and reel, well, that would be quite a thrill.